did most of y'all show support for King MAD. No, I'm not upset, but hate it when you speak about the G's. Say, don't you forget me when you make it, see. Never bought a CD of mine, don't even know a song. Won't even promote me online, but other posts you won't. Tell me that I'm dope with the rhymes, don't show when I perform. But you do expect me to shine and split with you my coins. Nothing but excuses and lies. Reason I'm moving on, Big Chris was only down on this ride. No one else the norm. I know that we living our lives and going through some storms. Really, I've been feeling y'all vibes. Now I believe the showing it's the real you. So I back up like reverse. You ain't Christian, it's the truth, and I know the truth hurts.
Everybody starts to raise their kids differently, but if you think there's things you think that I don't even know.
Nobody
I don't think
does.
it's for you to know everything.
Just like history in America, though, when you find out that that's not true, there's no reason to keep believing that that's what it was.
It didn't do anything to us.
It didn't do anything to the family as a whole.
Yeah.
It does make you look at the person a little bit different because when you well, maybe y'all don't. I do.
Yeah,
I do.
But you shouldn't.
But I have to.
People are listen. There's some things you done in the past that Mama don't know. Do I need to know? Is it going to change what you did? Is it going to change what your father did? It didn't stop me from loving the things that he did were a lot devastating. With Terry.
Uh-huh.
Why I want y'all to go talk to her. To me, she's in the ground with it. This girl, he would take her to Gramps' house. I'm the wife with 4 children. Gramps is my mother-in-law.
Now, what else have you been lying about? It's just the natural thing. When you catch a woman or your man cheating, when you catch them in one lie, you do start to wonder how much is a lie. Why is it any different for family? Why do they get a pass? Because you born to them? We don't even get a choice. Most of us didn't get to choose the religion we in. We didn't get to choose our name. We didn't get to choose our family. Hell, most of us didn't even get to choose our friends. We were friends with whoever was in the neighborhood, whoever went to school with. But when we start to make our own choices, notice that usually we end up making better choices.
I don't want you to say I'm trying to change anything. It just hurt. But Loretta Swain Jones, Granny, Mama, great-grandma, great-great, this lady. No, she won't know that you're there, or any of us. She's not suffering. I see my mother suffer. I see her suffer. And I was in that room. Awesome lady. I couldn't have asked for a better mother. And her grandchildren she loved, and her great-grand. And I know mine, because she helped raise y'all. Y'all were here every weekend. But I am not angry with you, and I don't never tried to change the way you feel about church and God, and never. I don't do that. I'm just thinking.
Right.
The support of a family. In a case like this, where she was to you, what I thought she was to you. I just thought you would thought more of Granny. But I gotta accept my mommy's gone, and I don't have my son there.
I'll just talk to you in a little while.
Okay, baby.
All right.
Love you.
Love you.
All right.
Make sure me and my wife and my kids, anything Granny and Papa needed me to do, I ran errands, I did anything. I would be asleep on a Saturday morning. I done worked all week at Chrysler. They would wake me up to drive and go to the store and run errands for them. And I would do it. My wife, she would cook for Papa and do all this stuff. We'd take them to the doctors and all this stuff. Guess what? A lot of these family members were not nowhere around.
Yeah, and then they're not going to recognize it or acknowledge it, and they're going to acknowledge everything wrong that you've done, and that's where they have always been, son.
And she was saying Whoppy was mad at her mad at the family because they had the funeral so quick. Because they cut him out of Pawpaw's funeral. He was mad about that. He was supposed to be a pallbearer and they cut him out.
Yeah.
So I understood him on that. So now when it come to Granny's funeral, he feels that way again. I follow up in that funeral and I bring Bo with me.
What?
I was told that the family was real rude to Chris and Tasha. And Chris was trying to find out what the problem was or try to talk. All of these antics are coming out. All this over dramatic emotion and motion manipulating and all this.
You call it because you don't have that. I'm always been emotional. This goes back to before you even thought of as a child. So don't use my emotional person. I cry in commercial. Whoa.
I didn't hang up on y'all. Y'all hung up on me.
Okay. At that right, that's when you should have said, when I hung up, you don't understand. My mother died.
Mama.
I can't stress that enough. No,
I understand
I know
that.
why I hung up, because I couldn't talk no more, Richard. I was crying. I was devastated.
The whole time that we talked to you about Daddy, you didn't cry at all.
Of course I didn't. Because you know why? I've been through this. Why was I supposed to cry then?
Well, I didn't say you were supposed to cry. I'm just telling you.
I've been crying, but Richard, you know I've been crying for how long?
I know. That's why I was surprised that you didn't.
Especially, I cried when y'all left, because then I had relived everything. Just started flooding in my head.
You know.
The things I've been through. Everything. Now y'all went and talked to this woman. I gotta realize seeing them again, catching them together again for that times, and then she's saying he didn't do it. I said, my God. So who did it? Nobody.
It can still hurt when you have somebody like I said, Grant. That's been everybody's grandma for over 50 years.
Right.
That hurts too, because I've had 20, 30, 40 years with you. That hurts too. It's just like when our time comes, it's gonna hurt because we would have so long of a life together. Right. So I get it, but I think this is the problem that I have with my family during the grieving process. Y'all start getting like kind of snappy and start to be kind of mean towards people.
They weren't even like that around Papa.
That's what I'm saying. And you start to do all of these things, and now y'all get to use that as an excuse. And just like when you was pregnant, I used to say, but damn, baby, if you're doing the same shit in your first trimester that you doing after a year after the baby born, like what, you can't, one of them is a lie. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, no, because okay, if you're pregnant, I can give you an excuse. You're pregnant. What about when you're 2 years removed from a child? What is your excuse for not doing the same thing that you were doing then? So now when we go back to talk to Mama, it's going to be like they came rushing at her at a vulnerable time. And it's like, I need some answers, because I'm going to ask some hard questions. Because like I said, after this conversation, I believe this the one she gonna tell everybody that we came over and we was trying to talk about some this, and I already answered them questions, and now that the hate that they already started to develop for me, Chris, Tasha, and you, whatever, is gonna move even faster. It's not a laughing matter right now. People are grieving. Right. Granny is gone. They watch Granny in her deterioration stage. I understand it. But now when you shitting on people, the family members that are there.
I feel like I'm not your sister. Baby, it's a blessing that you called, and I can say all the stuff I don't want to say. Because I grew up seeing mom and daddy and some of the stuff and learning about, I always used to get panicky with confrontations because of what I seen. So for all my life, I've always tried to avoid confrontation because it makes me nervous and it makes me scared.
Understandable.
You are my brother, and I feel like
Ray, I understand.
We rules together for years.
Ray, I understand that, but like I'm gonna tell you, like I told Mama, don't start with the emotions. I understand that you want to say things, and I want to hear you out, and I want to understand you, but I need you to understand me. The family that you think we come from is not.
What does that have to here? This is what I'm saying. I'm just gonna say this. What does that have to do with me and you?
Because we come from the same root.
I never invited y'all over to talk about y'all or to discuss y'all.
Well, you should have. You should have. You should have, though, because if you thought, like you just told me, if you thought that something was off,
like your vibe was off, I would have said something.
I understand it, but see,
you want to keep saying what you're saying, though. To keep saying that you understand what I'm saying, I'm finding out in an hour what you've known for 5 years.
But see, this is my thing. I'm not gonna give you a pass. Like I don't give nobody a pass.
I don't know what the pass means.
The pass means you can do whatever just because of your title.
But I don't do that. I never have.
Everybody in this
you talk about family and all this stuff in general. I'm talking about me and you. It's not. I don't want a generalization.
Okay, well, you are, but you are family. You are my sister.
But I'm.
So what I'm saying to you is,
look, Kim.
Oh gosh, here you go.
I'm not gonna do this. I love you.
Okay, you don't see. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is why we don't talk. This is why I don't talk to nobody's family. Everybody gets emotional. Oh my gosh. We never had a conversation about any disagreement.
Y'all, do you have that discussion with me and Mama about, the cons of ignorance? And I understand that to a point. When you finish, all I'm saying is I honestly didn't know you felt like that towards me. That's all
Risha. Okay.
I'll talk to you. I'm done.
Okay. Now you see exactly why I don't deal with family. They don't listen. No matter how much I say, I understand. But here's where you're not paying attention to what you actually done. I'm taking accountability for, hey, I should have said more at that time. You're right. I apologize for that. Notice you heard me say that. But when it comes to you saying anything that you should have done, I wasn't aware. So you're not aware that you catching attitudes. You're not aware that you over talking me. You're not aware that you showing lack of consideration. You're not aware that you're controlling at all. Even though multiple people have said this to you.
She said, Richard, if you said I was like she was crying, she said, you thought that of me, that I'm a dragon, whatever you said she was. She said, why didn't you tell me? She said, I'm that bad, Richard. She said, we grew up together. Why didn't you tell me?
Love is irrelevant when we're talking about the actual problem. The problem is the problem. The love is separate. Y'all confusing human emotion with actual choices and actions. I've been in the wrong before, but I felt like I was in the right. My feelings didn't matter at that point. If you find out that you are actually in the wrong, what you're supposed to do as a mature, wise person is to apologize and try to make it right and change your behavior.
Where you come from? Because why is he doing out?
Oh, see what? See?
Well, you know what? You need to get off the phone where doing all this. No, they don't care. You so ridiculous. You need to get off the phone with your mom. No, I'm nothing. So, no.
So I'm trying to solve a generational curse.
You can't solve it. The police quit doing all this. The police. You're doing too much. Yeah. You're doing too much. Whatever you're looking for, find it without trying to do over your mama. You're doing too much. You're doing too much. What's wrong with you?
You see? You see what I'm saying?
How you know everything but don't know everything?
Mama turned into that other person. It's almost like split personality.
Not surprising.
And I noticed something. I said, damn, all these pictures, I don't see no pictures of the 6 of us. Y'all got to have y'all mom and daddy y'all whole life. We didn't.
I said, I've never seen your mama like this. I've looked in your mama's eyes and I seen a skeleton. I seen nothing but darkness and a skeleton behind her eyes. And it scared me and I had to leave out like, bro, what?
You thought the only person, the story that we were going to check is yours. Who the fuck does a documentary and only checks one story?
You gotta get everybody.
Right? You gotta get everybody. I came from a loving family. finding out that they aren't who I thought they were, and they got more skeletons than a graveyard, it's kind of a wake-up call for me, because I'm like, wait a minute, I'm really who I say I am. Y'all ain't like that. We telling everybody we this good family. Oh, you come from that good family, don't you? And come to find out, I'm really living it, but they just talking.
Okay.
We make plenty of mistakes that we don't really realize until we get grown.
Right.
Because I have to apologize to you for when I was trying to teach you how to do body work, I was hitting your hand and cussing you out. You didn't deserve it, you know.
Right.
I wanted that gift to be passed on to you, but I had to realize you got your own gift that God bless you with.
I didn't hang up on either one of y'all, right? Because I don't do that. My thing is if I'm trying to solve.
I don't do it either. I've never done it before.
Well, you did at that time, Mama.
I wonder why, Richard.
I wonder why too, because if I already gave you a pre-warning 8 years ago.
Richard, that was 8 years ago. My mother died. I only have one mother.
Okay, and how many funerals have I been to since Uncle Bush died? 8 years ago is around the time that we actually left religion, right? So what I'm saying is, if I left it and I don't participate in any of the activities of said thing, then if I chose to make a decision to change something in the future, then of course I could have. You're gonna haunt them if they don't come to your funeral, or start making your mother.
That was a joke when I said that.
Mama, you said it twice. It was not a joke the second time.
Okay, but guess what?
I was there for Granny when she was living.
Oh, and so was I.
Okay, and we have different principles on how we see faith or spirituality.
Well, I want you. This ain't got nothing to do with spirituality, baby.
I know, because when you called, you started making it about you.
She was always the princess.
Yeah.
And that is an image that has really ruined her. Because she believes that's who she is.
Bo was a piece of shit. Dad was, I find out, a piece of shit.
I was the one in the hospital praying for Gabby.
Never heard that.
If you don't wake up when God starts showing you things, you're going to be stuck. Because you're not right.
And I said, Ree, you the only person I know, and I told her straight up, because I don't sugarcoat nothing. So how long you been going to therapy? About 2 years. You the only person I know went to therapy and got worse. You worse. you not.
She's not being healed.
You not. And I asked Mama about therapy. You know what she said? The most guilty stuff you could have said. I don't want to. People talk to me about going to therapy before, but I know they're going to start with Richard. What therapist you know starts with the death of your husband?
They start with your childhood.
Always. See.
Because they want to know.
You ain't making no sense, Mama.
Yeah, they want to know.
They want to know where this derived from.
They got me in therapy for postpartum depression.
Yeah.
They started with my childhood.
They sure did.
Yeah.
Even after my therapist said, they're never going to start in the middle of your life. They're never going to start where you feel you are now.
No.
They're going to start.
They need to build up your character to find out who you are and what's eating at you.
What did you learn?
Oh, I learned that y'all are not who y'all say y'all are.
Okay, well, you need to talk Justin back. Because I know I raised y'all because I was raised. Okay, we're the worst things in the world. Sorry you were born into this family, baby.
Mama, you need
to know, because her didn't have none of that. She had nothing. Her family was never a family. None of it.
Y'all start getting emotional, and then y'all start saying crazy things.
No, not because I'm not crying. You know your mother's not no manipulator.
Mama, what?
You know that. You've been knowing me long enough.
Mama, that's the point. I don't know y'all. Y'all are not who y'all say y'all are.
So sit around and tell you.
Nope, not about me. I'm not making it about me.
Y'all, because it just take all the dirt, none of the goodness we've done or tried to be. And what? And who do we go and tell?
Each other.
Richard, we're not asking for that. None of that affected you, baby.
Yes, it did.
Do some grace and mercy. Make sure you have some on your children.
So what we supposed to do then? When somebody does something and they know genuinely do it. And they continue on to lie about it, or they continue to
I didn't lie.
be show by Matt.
I never lied. I never lied to you.
You did.
So
You did. You did. You did. You did.
When did I lie to you,
You
Richard?
clearly.
I didn't tell you about them. So how did I lie?
I'm gonna tell you. You clearly said years ago, about 10, 11 years ago, you clearly said your daddy doesn't have any other kids except these kids, me and the 4 kids that we have.
And you got to remember the conversation behind it. I didn't just say we just had, it was a reason, Richard. I didn't say anything to that. I didn't just say, it's all, yes, because that's all me and your daddy had.
Yeah.
Me and your daddy.
I can just see him, and then, and then sometimes he just cries, and he just walks on.
He gonna get, sometimes you gonna get that, he gonna give you that memory, but you gotta accept that comfort from her too.
Yeah,
he don't want me to comfort him.
You gotta, because when it was stuff like that going on between us, she didn't grow up in a loving family. I grew up with everybody hugging kids, you know? You're not used to that. Get used to it, because you need it. Because if you need somebody who's gonna pour into you.
You're on the right track. You have an opportunity to put your family in a whole different position. Your relationship with this young lady has pleased somebody. I never seen my daddy kiss my mama. I didn't know how to create a relationship. Don't know how, and I was too old to learn. Man.
Y'all weren't taught anything from the women or the men.
We wasn't raised.
That.
We wasn't raised. When he was raised, I imagine he never seen nobody give a damn about Miss D. I ain't never seen nobody do nothing for her. Right. Or she had to get out and get it for herself and take care of all the boys and all that. Right. So when he got up, what would he know about what a woman wants? Nobody ever relayed to us that, hey, your babies are the most important thing in the world. Ain't nothing that come before you. Right. See, we had to figure it out for ourselves.
I now wholeheartedly believe that it is up to you. You're the one that's carrying on his name.
Oh, for sure.
And you pass it on to another generation.
At the end of my video, I said, Granny, listen, what I want you to do is we're going to back out of the driveway.
And have you waving.
I'm going to have you waving like you waving bye-bye to us as we driving out. We're going to use that for the end of the video.
Wow.
She said, okay, Rick, and I got that. So Granny's at the end of the video waving us off.
Wow.
King Richard is the God of real.
But do you think that they've lived true to the principles that Grandma Mary, Grandma Vernice, Granny, and I just don't see a lot of people in this particular family as consistent with that type of message?
Well, you love your family regardless of what.
Right.
You take up for your siblings just because I'm not gonna raise my children like my mom never raised me. Not that they raised us bad.
Right.
And what happened? You become them.
I'm super understanding of everybody else, but I don't see people trying to understand me. Everything that I say about family, relationships, parenting is a benefit to all of us, not me. It's never about me. I will never make this life about me. Ever. We have disagreements in the family. That don't bother me. We ain't gonna agree on everything. That ain't real. Me and Nene, we are basically one person at this point, and we still disagree on a few things. What bothers me is how we disagree. We can talk about sports, politics, religion, who got what on fashion-wise, who coming to the barbecue, and all this gossip. If we can talk about all that, surely we can talk about family issues. Because the sooner we iron those out, the sooner we can get back to happy times. And we can create new memories. Because we can't just keep surviving on them old ones, because they gone. If you tell me, I feel like this, I feel that, okay, well, let me address that. This is not the problem. This is the problem. Okay, now that I've told you what my problem is with you, I've let you know from the source. Why are you still trying to make it something else? You keep saying, oh, I feel it. See you. There you go, talking about your feelings. I don't give a damn about nobody's feelings when it comes to right and wrong. I don't care about my wife's, my kids, myself. When it comes to right and wrong, I don't care about your feelings. When it comes to life, I care about your feelings. Absolutely. Other adults are watching too. So when we out in public, I'm very affectionate with my wife, my kids. I'm letting people know this is what black love look like. This is what a healthy family looks like. It's not fake. This is how I am in private. But I'm showing, here, we don't have enough of this. Let's get more of this. You ain't got to go on TV and discuss it. You ain't got to go in somebody's office and discuss it. You ain't got to go in the pastor's quarters to discuss it. You can discuss it right there in the privacy of your own home. Say, okay, that's your issue. Okay, well, let me talk to so-and-so. Come on, so-and-so, come on in here. That's what we do with our children. Who did that? Bear did it. All right, RJ, did you see Bear do it? Yeah, I seen it do it. Bear, come on in here and explain yourself. Because what if I can't just take their word for it? Bear, you explain yourself. You tell us what happened. Well, this happened and this happened. Okay, now you tell me what your side was. Did it? Okay, now I see what the problem is. Okay, you zig when you should have zagged. You thought she was doing this, but she was just playing. Listen, next time you playing, let them know you playing. Okay? She thought that you were doing this. Okay, cool. Now, everybody, hug it out. All right, cool. Everybody go on back and play. It's not that difficult. If kids can understand it, you telling me these old dinosaurs can't? I get caught up with that with Brenda. Well, how your family gonna give you something they ain't got? I'm not asking you to give me something you don't have. I already have the blueprint. I'm trying to give it to you all. Some of us, we don't know what's in our past or what's in our DNA. So if it would have came down to it and KJ needed bone marrow one day, and he found out I'm not his biological father, he gonna say, well, why y'all couldn't tell me? Y'all told me everything else. As I give you this sexual education as well to protect yourself. And now, instead of you being another young black man out here trying to get in some young girl's drawers and help y'all both mess up y'all future, you can now give that education to that young lady because she'll listen to you before she listen to me.
Edna and Lawrence.
Was an incident that happened there?
No. Yeah, oh no, in Millington. This is before Richard Roper died, because he died that year. Because Richard was in C school.
Okay.
On base. Lawrence was a cheater. And so when he messed up, he always bought her a gift. She said, and she was Richard didn't like her. Because she was mouthy and would tell
the business.
He didn't like any women that he thought could influence me. They said, we're coming into town. They're good friends. I mean, really, really good friends. She called and I said, Richard, Lawrence and Edna are coming back. You know, they're stopping by on their way to California. I said, you coming? Oh, you know, I don't know if it was a Sunday. And he was at the park or wherever. He said, no. I said, you don't want to see them? Got there, and we just hugged and laughed and talked. Where's Richard? I said, he's somewhere doing something, you know. We stayed there a while. I told him where I was going to be. Her cousin was with them. Real fair skin, like your color. Real fair skin. And he said, no, you know, not Lawrence. Whatever his name is. He said, let me just go out and watch you get in your vehicle, make sure he said you're a lady.
Right.
I said, no.
Yeah.
Because I know my husband. Right. I said, I have a husband and
he'll assume,
and I do not want that because, you know, he was good looking, didn't have no shirt on. And he said, no. He said, I'm a gentleman. He said, you're by yourself. You're at this hotel. I need to watch you get in the vehicle and pull off. And I did not want that. He sees him. He gets out the vehicle. And because the guys was just standing there until by the time Richard was coming upstairs, hit me with his fist. That's what, and knocked me down the stairs. And he was saying, man, what are you doing? By that time, the commotion, Edna and her husband came out. And the guy was wanting to get him.
Right.
You hit a woman?
Right.
No, I was trying to swing. I couldn't see. My eye instantly shut. He punched me in my eye. That's why I got this. This is this one here. Sometimes I can close it. It'll stick sometimes, but that's when I look like a monster. Bill or Chuck said something to the fact that she was there with a man. How did you know where I was? I told you. They even knew Edna and Lawrence. He took me, threw me in the van. We'd come back and get the truck later. Took me, Edna called the police. They were looking for me. He took me to Gramps' house. Nobody was at Gramps' house. He didn't take me home, he took me to Gramps' house. Let me tell you what happened, but yeah. I said, but he loved me. But I knew he loved me.
But the stuff that you're describing, we all know that's not love. We know better. What? Did anybody else see him beating on you other than the Edna and Lawrence at the hotel?
Well, now, of course he didn't, because he didn't do it. You think he was going to hit on me around?
I mean, if he put you in public at the hotel, I would think
because he saw that man. If you done anything like that in front of any one of mine, so it's like, he wouldn't go in the house when I'm not there.
Well,
he wouldn't even go, because he's waiting for me. I'm talking about me and the kids. Cause we would, when we would leave, I would leave, y'all were with me.
Me and your mom never had any conflict with each other. But I tell Chuck all the time, something is eating at her. Something is eating at her.
You seen it too?
Yes.
No.
The way she...
real people.
You'll see me connected to Daddy, Tanya, Tasha, Risha.
Even the other kids, Marcus. That's how we found out who Marcus, Anita, and
Antonio.
That's how we found them.
You know who's not connected?
Quita.
That was his only wife.
If you loved me that much, why in God's name do you cheat like it? Well, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, their lineage. Them good-looking, hearted men. They
was a serial cheater before y'all got married.
Yeah, he was.
Now that picture right there, that was that's the one family reunion we had, and we were on the boat down there.
I remember that showboat. I got a picture of where him and his family were on the showboat.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was invited to that. I don't know what.
What year was that?
I don't know. I'm quite sure she was on there somewhere. You've never been mistreated, son. If you say, Mama, well, you know, you were kind of mean, okay? You start getting older and getting mouthy because you're the golden child. You don't stop loving your family because, okay, they're not being honest. Honest about what? Something that happened? You don't stop loving your family. You don't stop dealing with family. You got a huge family. And you're so afraid that you want to keep your children away from family because you don't know who's the bad one.
I think most people are actually bad in the world, honestly. From what I've seen, what I've studied, watching experiences, I think most people are actually bad. Now, there's levels to bad just like there's levels to good.
How do you figure out who that is and not deal with them?
No one in their right mind, which I have been in mine for quite some time, believes that anyone is going to be perfect.
Okay.
It's not about perfection. It's about being much better than we were. Just like anything else, the pattern can change. That's what we're talking about. We've been on this whole change thing and this accountability thing for years. Now, of course, people that are grown are going to change whenever they feel or not at all. Like Risha said, everybody doesn't want to change. If I would know that that's how most people or a lot of people want to operate, I would stay the hell away from them. I've seen the fakeness just like anybody else. People keep talking about for the longest how wise I am, how intelligent I am, my whole life. But think I can't see what's right in front of me. Every time we bring up something about this family, the first thing is everybody goes in defense mode like we're better than them. I don't give a damn who y'all better than. Like I tell my kids all the time, you think I want to keep y'all away from everybody? I was around a lot of people when I was a child and a teen into a young adulthood. Y'all got all these videos and pictures of y'all at different people's houses, going to family events and all that. I don't want to keep y'all away. I benefit nothing from keeping the kids all the time. Risha was like, y'all have y'all kids too much. Now, I've never heard anybody say that in their life, but me and Nene would sit down and have these conversations because I would always say to her, babe, make sure that when you're judging or critiquing other people, one, you're not doing it yourself. Two, you want to make sure that you're not using your childhood trauma to judge other people and critique them about stuff that they ain't got nothing to do with.
You know what it sounds like?
What?
Like you two are the only ones in the world that's right.
I know.
All these people that connected with you that you just cut off.
I always check the mirror first. I wouldn't be going this hard about accountability and responsibility and being right if I wasn't doing it.
I'm here for him. This is not about his mom. Right. She's been making it about her.
Unhealed trauma.
Right.
Now, imagine that trying to figure out who I am.
Right.
With kids who already are letting you know, not you and Risha, was never you and Risha.
Right.
You know, telling you ain't my dad.
Yeah, right.
And I got to deal with that. Dealing with those 7 years of the fighting, the cussing, the all of that, getting in church, and then God calls me into ministry.
Right.
And your mama don't want to be a pastor's wife, a minister's wife.
During that time, me and Cheryl had split up.
Okay.
I was trying to get back work.
Right.
So I was stalking until I moved into the house.
Hey, listen, hold on. You're the first dude I had with. I was doing a little stalking.
Until I moved in with Gerard.
Okay.
I moved in with Gerard. I'm like, okay, I got my own, part of the house. I can bring me a woman over. My Cheryl came around there one night and was peeping in my bedroom one night. Man, she took, it's a T-handle what they cut the water off on the street.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
She took one of them and tore that frame, I'm talking about the frame and all out the window, man.
What?
And then I boarded, I had to get up that night, man. This was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I had to get up, I had to move my bed to the window where, so because bugs were coming in and stuff. I had to go get some plywood and build it up. Gerard had went out of town, man. I said, Lord, how I'm going to tell this man I got tore out of his house. And that next morning, I heard somebody knocking on the door. I didn't even look out the window. I just opened the door. And when I opened the door, she had a gun pointed at my head. Boy, I took off.
What?
We were running around the way the house was. It was like right here. You could run through that door. I was running around that door, and finally something told me, hit that back door. I hit that back door and run out there and jumped in my car and
Do not give him that gun back.
Why didn't you have to hide the gun?
I didn't want to tell. No, I didn't want to. He gave it back to me.
Do you know why he bought a gun? Because he needed to protect himself.
From who?
Tell us what happened in Virginia.
What?
What happened in Virginia Beach? Tell us about the famous incident that no one knows about.
I don't know. No one knows about it.
Huh?
I said, no, nobody knows about it.
I do have one question. Did he carry his gun around as if like he couldn't live without his gun?
No,
Neither
one of us were gun carriers.
So he wasn't just everywhere with it, just...
If he had a gun, when I first found out about him having a gun, it was a little 22 that Butch had gave him.
Right.
And that was because he went out to sea when they were living in Norfolk, Virginia. Mm-hmm. He came back home. There was another man in the house, and the guy pulled the gun on him until he could get out the house. So Butch gave him this little 22 pistol.
Okay.
Now that was the only pistol I ever knew he had. I wish I could have found out what caliber of gun he got, killed with.
It was a 25.
That he was killed with.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And see, he had a 22.
Oh my God, there was no guy there.
And pulled a gun on him.
No. Oh my God. Kim with us. Kim, they used to babysit for, Richard and I. Mm-hmm. They lived upstairs. Earl and Kim were brother and sister. Mm-hmm. Slade used to like me. This guy that he was kid friends with them. Mm-hmm. Somebody said, who was it? Your husband has a girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And I'd walk up to the store. And there was this girl. She was got a young, long, pretty hair. And I heard he had been
dealing with her.
But with his record, I believed it. I was very angry. I believed it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fight her. I just went on, you mess with my husband, and I can't even believe I even did that.
Well, it was a different time, Mama.
It was a different time, yeah, because I wasn't
we grow
me.
and we learn.
So, and like I said, he's a slave. Good looking, because we were over his house, because I started seeing him. I did. Ugly, angry. It was all a setup, because he wanted me. Slave. Richard was going out to sea. But see, when you have these feelings, women, intuition. And I said, something's just not right. We were over his house. I heard his car. I said, that's my husband's car. He's supposed to be upset. That's my husband's car. How do you know? Just by hearing, I said, I know my husband's car. They peeped out a little bit. And I said, it's Richard. And there's no way they would have known, he would have known where he lived. Nothing like that. So I knew Earl said something. And I knew Rich probably thought something and just going to tell me he's going out and started knocking on the door. I said, don't open that door. You know, don't open that door. He kicked the door in.
Who kicked the door in?
My husband. Richard.
Daddy kicked the door in. Was he the police, Mama?
He kicked the door in and said,
explicit words.
What's my family doing over here? He got the girls, got me. That's the first thing your dad ever called it, a B. He called me a B. Yeah, he kicked his door in. Yeah. Because I think Earl liked me. And, you know, he knew what's called. Like, who is that? When the first time he seen me, I didn't know what Earl said. He said, who is that? So I think Earl did it.
He said what?
Slave. I did. Like it. I was angry.
I want to know why he's adamant that he's not abusive.
I don't know, because what I saw, that can't be classified, but other than that, I don't know. Because what I saw with my own eyes and how my mom was looking, how she was hurt, how he chased her down a few times throughout the years that I was there, well, that he was there. You know, I don't know if there was things that she was probably doing to egg him on. I don't know, but certain times there were certain things that when he would come home and he had been drinking or whatever, he would just start in on them, you know, or start in on us, like waking us up in the middle of the night to wash dishes because we wash dishes.
Right.
Had to have the house clean and sparkling.
Do you really believe that Papa being the military man he was, all them brothers he got in Louisiana and all them, they crazy about Mama, you know, Mama's favorite child? You really think Daddy was beating on Mama all this time? Papa knew it and didn't do nothing?
No.
You must be out your mind. Again?
You know what Tanya told me one time when she stayed back over here? I had went around there one day and he stormed out the house and she was in there crying. And I said, he beating on you? Yeah, but don't do nothing, don't do nothing. I said, you think it's all right for a man to beat you? Well, I watched my daddy beat my mom. I said, come on, Tanya. Where you get that from? I watched my daddy beat my mom, and if he could beat her, it ain't nothing wrong for him. And I said, Tony, you got life messed up if you think it's all right for a man to beat
on you.
Yeah.
You know, I had to learn different. My first marriage, I wasn't the perfect guy.
Right.
Husband. You know, Quita, this what really broke my marriage up. Quita and Shelba came to the motorcycle club when I had asked Shelba to go with me. I don't want to go. Okay, so I'm up in there with another girl. Here they come walking through the door. Okay, they in cahoots together. They trying to catch both of us in our wrong. Like, oh, hell no. I ain't finna have this. You know, I ain't finna... I'm thinking, you know, young and ignorant. I'm thinking I ain't finna be, you know, made look bad up here. So I jumped on. A couple weeks later, I was trying to talk to a girl at the club. Oh no, I don't want to talk to you. You a pimp. I see how you hook your women. I had to look at the fact, man, you know, what I did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's what these women in the club not looking at me as being a pimp.
Right.
You know, I ain't no pimp by a long shot because I'm broke.
Right, ain't got no money. Can't be no bill.
And I ain't got but 2 women. Well, I had 2. I ain't got but 1.
One now. I'm down. Reduced.
That one left me out.
I ain't got none.
I ain't got down. They couldn't get down for a long time.
Not knowing the true nature of a person, not knowing the true character, or not knowing where you stand with them or who they really are, is a big problem. Unless you don't care about that type of stuff. Why keep coming to family events when you know family don't like you or know y'all don't get along?
But I don't understand. Who in my family mistreated you? Who? Who didn't love Richard? They'd be glad to see you. So I'm trying to figure out what in your family. I'm not going to talk about Nene's family because what they had was not what we had. Y'all think y'all better than them. How?
Now, when it comes to your family, they always use other people as a crutch to say, oh, our family is so much better than everybody.
They do.
Oh, my family, the loving family, my family is my family that. So why continue to try to throw my family under the bus when y'all have problems?
Right.
When somebody's saying, hey, they're pointing a finger at the people or person and saying, hey, this is not right, this is what we doing in the family and it ain't right. And here y'all go trying to use people on my side of the family. No, we're not going to do that. You grew up with fake love. You grew up with people telling you have to love each other just because. Just because it's your mother, brother, cousin, auntie, uncle, whoever. I can run their ass over with a car too. I'm just saying. It's the fact of your family tends to say, hey, we're so much better than them because they are terrible. You can see their flaws. But who can see the molestation that happens in the family? Who can see that? Oh, y'all hide behind it. Now y'all want to run. If I start naming names, then it's gonna be a problem, right? No, it shouldn't be a problem because if my child is involved in something, or your child, or whoever the fact is, the child is involved in some molestation, and y'all hiding and not saying anything about it, y'all are the problem.
The problem is the problem, which is something that I tried to discuss with them a multitude of times. The problem is the problem. The person is part of the problem, but the person is not always just the problem. So in order for us to get past it, we have to address it. If we don't address it, it's just going to go from generation to generation from generation.
But as soon as something is addressed to your family, what happens?
My family's perfect. Leave them alone.
They're perfect, huh? Do I need to start pulling out all the secrets?
You don't know all the secrets, neither do I.
You don't know. But what you call your wife?
I don't know.
The human
Lie detector test?
Try it. How about we try some of that? Because I can debunk your lies.
Their family's been the punching bag.
And I'm tired of people trying to punch on my family. Let's dig in y'all closet because y'all got a whole lot of skeletons just falling out, seeping. And everything I said about a lot of people in your family, it's come to light.
Yeah, that's true.
And I said it years ago.
They didn't teach me, hey, that since we're family, you gotta let us slide. I didn't start really hearing that until later on in life. And I'm like, oh, that goes against everything that y'all said. If I was in another family, I would say the same thing.
So don't talk about our family and what y'all think. Because I'm telling you right now, what I know about y'all family, y'all don't want me to start talking. You don't want me to start talking.
My wife pointed this out last night. How is it possible that your mother knows that Bo has a fourth wife? How is it possible that your mother knows that just about everybody involved in that case back in the day is dead? How does she know that your brother that's deceased, he has a baby? How does she know all these things, but she claims like she don't know nothing? Could possibly make, because I didn't know life insurance agents can make so much money.
Right.
I didn't.
Right.
Mama was over there talking about what I was going to buy her. I ain't even got paid.
She was like, her house. No, he gonna give me my house, my this, my that. She had her leg propped up and she was like, and my this, I'm gonna have me a house in Arizona and then I'm gonna give me a car,
because the house,
she does that every time.
The house in Arizona thing also came from when I was doing music. Mama thought as I continue to do music, that I probably would be successful in it.
Right.
She started talking about she want a house in Arizona and all this. I haven't even got a contract.
Right.
Then before that, I used to play basketball. I was good at it, but I never actually played organized basketball. The first time I tried was the last time I tried, which was I waited till 12th grade because I didn't have the confidence. I had the skill, but I didn't have the confidence and the mentality.
Right.
She was talking about me taking care of her, and it's like every time I might be able to do something to progress financially, she starts talking about how it's going to benefit her. Nobody's been talking to each other. Hence why nothing gets changed. Hence why nothing gets understood. So how can I understand my parents, my grandparents, my elders, my teachers, when no one talks?
I'm y'all's mother. I lost my mother. You don't know what it is to leave your mother. And you know what? It hurt because I don't know, would you care? I don't think you think there's any decency in me. But you wouldn't care if I died, wouldn't he? But I know he loves me, doesn't he? I don't know.
It's the deflection.
Let me say this, because it hurts.
Mama.
I don't want to think it. No, listen. Not that you care.
You don't think that if I came around and I acted with erratic behavior, do you think people would accept that?
You don't know that.
When I find the article, it's like, okay, this is what
I told you about that article.
No,
when you
didn't.
two were over here at that time, just you two.
Yeah, listen now. And how old was I when I seen that? 40.
No. This last year. Remember when you came over, you had your thing, and you were washing. I was washing clothes. You and Nene.
Mom.
And I said, if you seen the article, I said, if you seen the paper, it would calling me a estranged wife.
Right, Mama.
I told you about that thing.
Mama, listen though. I was 40 years old when I finally got a detailed description of what happened to my father. Okay? There's been 35 years of believing what the story was going around in the family that the younger generation got, which was the gun went off, he was cleaning, it went off. How I know that that's the story, because when I talked to Chris, he said the same thing. That's the story I always got.
Y'all got to mix up. Y'all got to mix up with your great grandfather, because Richard wasn't cleaning no gun.
Somebody in this family.
Nobody in my family knew that they knew. Nobody, Richard.
Mama, you may have never heard it. You got to look at it from the standpoint of, I'm telling you what the younger generation got.
Well, they got it wrong, because all I know is
they didn't listen. Now listen to yourself. You say we got it wrong. Where would we get it from? Because Chris ain't. Chris, Mama, you're not listening. Where would Chris don't talk to the Hardys? He don't talk to Uncle Chuck now, except when he see him when he down there.
I know that he was Richard wasn't clean no gun. I guarantee you.
Mama, you're not listening. I didn't say that he said that. I'm saying to you, we didn't make that story up as young folks. We wouldn't have had no idea to make that up.
But I'm glad you came, and I'm glad you want to know, because it is so much. Bless our hearts, back in the day, we hid so much.
Getting older.
Yeah.
The name of the game.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'll call you back in a little bit and get your list.
Okay, then.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Real hip hop, hey, let me see you rock back and forth. Yeah, hey, hip hop and you don't stop, and you don't stop. Hey, yeah, hey, yo, head full of memories, cup full of Hennessy. Raise it up, make a toast like the bread simmering. Spiritual energy, pour it in the ground, please. Libation, R.I.P. to our friends and family. Gone but not forgotten, left without an option. We used to get it poppin', combo like Malone and Stockton. With you while I'm rockin', mentally in the tropics. Dreams of you ain't stopping. In my heart we interlocking. Basically the basics. What matter is the basics. Not who running like Asics. Got peace then be complacent. Told myself to face it. You'll never get a facelift. The internal is your gift. External, don't you taste it. Now that I am laced with wisdom and the sensation to feel beyond these faces. I feel my empty places. Money, I can't chase it. Time, no replacement. And mentally I stay swift. The boundaries I'm breaking. Tell the truth, I don't waste time. Used to play by the rules. Don't need bumpers just to stay in line. And I used to write a million rhymes. Now I write a billion more before it's over in the sense of time. Tell the truth, I don't waste time. Used to play by the rules. Don't need bumpers just to stay in line. And I used to write a million rhymes. Now I write a billion more before it's over in the sense of time. Special shout to my 4 queens who deserve tiaras too. All L names, but no losses, they ain't made it through. Till you want forever true. In my life he paid your dues. Richard lost his king too. Kept me safe in time I grew. No, we still feeling blue, but we paint another hue. Far beyond the church pews. Still your son and brother too. Chose my own avenue. On the road I'm careful too. I'ma always care for you. Never pull a switcheroo. My equilibrium isn't even enough. I ain't sleeping enough. And mental is revving up. I feed it, then it engulfs whatever it truly loves. Erasing what I once was. Embracing my inner drug, which is music. I get high, lead the body I'm in. Hard to explain. Goosebumps all over my skin. My humility thick, but see my pride is now thin. Being hateful I quit and love the way that I is.